Hi, everyone. It's Katie M. Reed of echoesofmyheart.com, and I'm so glad to have Jennifer Kostick here with us of jenniferkostick.com. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I just have come to love Jennifer. She has a knack for giving me a timely word of encouragement at just the times when I need it, and I appreciate how grounded she is and that she is committed to following the Lord and His plan for her. Jennifer, can you just tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. Well, I started my blog originally as a girl on the doorstep.com just because basically I always felt like I was waiting on the doorstep for something in life. And for a very long time, we fought secondary infertility, miscarriage, stillbirth. And so out of that, I began a blog, and now I'm going by my name, jenniferkostick.com. And the blog has really turned into just a source of encouragement for women. And I write about the topics that I feel that God speaks to me, and I'm enjoying doing that and having that as my ministry right now.
Well, that's awesome. I know that one thing I so appreciate, I know you've guest posted on the Psalm series that we did over on our site, and through that I learned about your book that you've written, Nothing to Hold But Hope. And if you can share a little bit about that, and then I have a little testimonial for everyone listening.
Okay, well, sure. Nothing to Hold But Hope is really just my story poured out on the pages. It's a memoir of sorts. You can see, I don't know if you can see in the background there, I have the original painting that the girl who painted the cover for me. But it's really just my story of life and love and everything that God poured into us throughout those 15 years. It was a difficult struggle. We lost several babies along the way, but God just never failed us. And in the end, He gave us something so beautiful. And so I never set out to be a writer. I didn't think that I would be a writer. I was always in some type of ministry, usually music ministry. I'm a musician. And so I did a lot of that throughout the years. And then I felt like one day God spoke to me and said, I'm going to change your direction. I want you to step back from the worship team, and we're going to do some different things. And within 2 days, I had an invite to speak somewhere from a girl that had gone through our youth group, and she wanted me to speak at a college seminar that she had going on about my experience with infertility and pregnancy loss. And so I went and did that. And after I spoke there, I felt like God said, okay, now I want you to write it down. And I did. And from there, the book started. And we ended up self-publishing. And I just feel that this is what God has wanted me to do, is to just really open up about a subject that not a lot of women want to talk about because it's painful. And I want to just do the best that I can to break the silence and let women know that they are not alone, and that there are other people out there struggling, and we should be an encouragement to each other. So that's what it's all about.
I definitely agree with that. You know, the verse came to mind about, I might get it wrong, but you've been comforted so you can comfort other people. I think,
Sure.
The one I'm talking about, I'm probably messing it up. But we have a family member that has gone through infertility issues. And then we also had a friend that had a stillbirth. And both of those instances obviously were horrific for them. But it was hard as, a friend and a family member to know how to offer hope. And I so appreciated to be able to give them a copy of your book. And my the family member who has struggled with infertility, she sent me a picture text, and it had your book, and then it had a bunch of Kleenex, and she just said, thank you. Oh. And I know that it was really impactful for her, and it brought me a lot of comfort that I could offer someone's words. I didn't have the same story, but someone else had a similar story that she could relate to. And one thing I really also appreciate about your book is you tell the hard, but it is coated with hope. Not candy coated, not watered down, but you could just really tell that God took you on a journey and was your strength. And that gave me a lot of hope to know that, this family member and this friend, they're going to be okay as they hold on to Christ. So thank you for the gift of your words, Jennifer. We appreciate your obedience.
You're welcome. Thank you. That's an encouragement to me to hear that.
And where can they pick up your book?
Amazon is really the best place for them to find it. So just Amazon.com, they can type in Nothing to Hold But Hope or my name, and they'll be able to find it there.
Great, thank you. Well, I want to shift gears a little bit here. I am super excited about the new series that you are writing on, the Beautiful Bloggers series. And I wondered if you could just introduce that a little bit, and then also tell the listeners how they might engage with that series as well.
Sure. Well, I've spent a lot of time, obviously, because of Nothing to Hold But Hope, I spent a lot of time writing on grief, because there's so much grief involved in that process of infertility and miscarriage and loss. And then I lost my stepfather last summer very suddenly, right after the book came out, and I was incredibly close to him. And so that process of writing about grief continued, and I just felt for a long time now really impressed that though I am called to speak about that sometimes, that I feel God has other stories for me to speak about as well. Things that are more lighthearted, but yet hit deeper struggles that women are going through. So I know myself, having turned 42 years ago, I'm 42 now, that I've gone through all kinds of crazy ups and downs. I lost a bunch of weight for my 40th birthday and realized over my 42nd birthday, all of it is back on. I've, yet to get it off, and it's a constant struggle for me. And there are funny things about it and hope-filled things about it, but it's also a real issue that bothers me. There are things that bother me about myself. And so just being on a journey about wanting to be enough and feel enough, and realizing that if I stand on the promises of God and everything that He has for me, and I believe that and believe everything that He says in His Word, which I believe is infallible, that then I am enough. I'm enough to Him. And so I believe that if we go on a journey together as women, that we can uncover this beauty in His Word and this beauty in finding out who we are through Him. And then when we look in the mirror and when we see ourselves, we're going to see the image of who He is in us. And we're going to be able to have a lot more grace for ourselves. And so that's the whole point behind the series. It's what I'm trying to convey. And I'm just going on each time I sit down to write. I'm not somebody that really sits down and plans a lot. I have an idea of what I want to write about, but I really let God speak to my heart, because I believe that through prayer, He does that, and He lets me know what certain people need to hear. And then that's usually confirmed by an email or a message or a comment on the blog. And so that's what we're doing. And then every Friday, I am posting a short blog, which is a video blog, so that I can sort of take one point that we talked about in writing on the blog that week and then expand on that. And it's like a 5-minute video, very short, but I'm just really trying to connect with people more, and I want to engage with women, and I want to know how they're feeling.
Well, all those things I know resonate with me and will resonate with a lot of women. I think, in our culture, the pressure to be beautiful, is all around us. But, God's description of beautiful can be quite different. But that doesn't mean we just, let ourselves go or whatever either. But I think it's hard for Christian women to have that healthy balance of, what does God say? What does the culture say, and how do I navigate these waters? So really looking forward to your series. You can follow it at jenniferkostick.com, and it's the Beautiful Blog series. I said it wrong earlier.
Yes.
Beautiful Blog series, and you can hashtag that also on Instagram. Can you tell us just a little bit about your Instagram deal?
Yeah, well, we're doing something called Finding Her Thursday. And so we're using the hashtag, and then we're just putting hashtag Finding Her Thursday. And we have a prompt every week, and we take a picture of whatever that is. Our first week, last week, was sort of just, something that we see as messy in our lives, and just encourage. It was supposed to be funny and to sort of encourage each other. We had somebody that posted their shoe closet, and there were shoes everywhere, and just different things that women can relate to. This week we have another one coming up tomorrow, Finding Her Thursday, and this one is about just showing the printable that I put on the blog earlier, and it's more serious. And I'm going to put a landing page, so if you miss any of the blog posts, you can go back and sort of read those. to see where we started and then to catch our journey all the way through June. But every Thursday, we will be participating on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook with the hashtag Finding Her Thursday, to find our beauty in that and to be able to sort of be interactive with each other.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm going to give you a moment in just a second to leave us with some final words or maybe a prayer, but I hope that you guys will head on over to Jennifer's blog, jenniferkostick.com, and also check out her book, Nothing to Hold But Hope. I know you'll be blessed. I just loved reading it. I felt like I was hanging out with Jennifer and just hearing her pour her heart out, and I definitely took away many things. So thank you again, Jennifer, for being here, and I'll let you leave us with some final words.
Oh, thank you. I just want to tell you, anybody who's watching, that you are beautiful, that God wants to reveal himself in you. Something that I learned the first week of studying beauty and talking about it on the blog and writing about it on the blog is that God created us in his image, and God could have created us any way that he wanted. He's an artistic God. He's a creative God. He has the greatest imagination you can imagine. And he could have created us anyway, but instead he created us in his image. And I believe that's because he wants to reveal himself in us. And then we can reflect that glory back to him. We can learn so much about who he is. And then we can see him in our lives. And when we can see him, we can see beautiful. And so I want to tell you that you are beautiful and that you are loved by an amazing God. I just want to encourage you with that today. So thank you for having me, Katie.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being here. And I'll share some links to buy Jennifer's book and her website link on this post as well. So hope that you connect with her. I know I've been blessed by her friendship. So until next time, see you later.